Alright, so this week's My Hero episode, not gonna lie, we got a chock full of information from Todoroki's backstory here. Kind of a little more instruction as well as Endeavor. We kind of see him in the sideline just watching Todoroki and kind of keeping his eyes on the prize. We're looking at you, Deku, and definitely All Might. But I'm not gonna lie, I think should shed some light on Todoroki. I feel like you're getting a lot more love just from a ton of viewers from this episode. Because initially, before this episode, we don't know anything about him. He's just kind of there. He's his pro level, or not really, I wouldn't say pro level, but he is his top recommended hero going through the academy right now. He was recommended to be in there, and he's also extremely skilled, having 2 quirks. Don't see much of that. If you guys are enjoying, sub a like, subscribe, and let's get with it. And I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments down below. I'd love to. But Todoroki is Gaara. He is literally Gaara. Watching this episode, he's literally Gaara. He went through a background story just like him, where his father wasn't too nuts about him. His mother wasn't even too nuts about him. She poured boiling water on his face, and that's why you see that burnt mark on his eye. No, it's not because of the flame quirk. It is literally because his mother poured boiling water on half of his face. So she wasn't fond of him because, you know, she was forced into the marriage and forced to have a child by, you know, the father. She didn't want to marry the father. She didn't want to have anything to do with him. Hell, the father just won over her parents, and they're like, yo, marry this guy. He's great because he definitely, you know, told us that he's a great guy. When he's a scumbag, dude. He's a scumbag. He is the second strongest hero. Second. And he does not like that because he really does not like my, whatchamacallit. He doesn't like All Might. All Might is the strongest hero known to date. And everybody knows this. And that's why a lot of villains are acting up. But, of course, heroes don't like it either, mainly Endeavor. Endeavor's not at the bottom because he's second best to All Might, and he feels that he could easily be better, but now he feels like he definitely can't do that anymore, so he's putting all of his blood, sweat, and tears into his son, which will surpass All Might, which is Todoroki Shoto. So, fun fact about this, to go into a quick synopsis with the background story, the father basically wanted to proceed on having a child that would surpass All Might here. In order to do that, he basically needed to have another quirk go along with it. He looked for somebody who had another strong quirk, that way that his son could inherit both of these quirks and be incredibly powerful. Now, this is pretty rare, but it ended up happening with Todoroki because not a ton of people necessarily go through that, and to also be born with having 2 quirks is pretty rare. Todoroki seemed to be having that just of course, and you can obviously tell his mother is the ice quirk and his father is the flame quirk. And he never wants to use his left side, not because it's too powerful. I only said that last week's episode review because I don't want to spoil shit. It's basically because his father is owned to the left quirk and his mother owned to the right quirk. And he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't necessarily want to use any of his father's power because he doesn't feel like he wants to own up to his father. He can't stand his father. He does not like his father, but instead he's going to show his father that he can beat him, you know, without any of his father's power right now, because he inherited the left side from his father, and he wants absolutely nothing to do with that. He doesn't want anything to do with that whatsoever at all. He wants to show his father that he can go and be strong on his own path, his own way, without his father whatsoever at all, using the right side, the ice side only. But what he doesn't understand, what you guys are allowed to understand, is that the left side is infinitely stronger than the right side. The right side can freeze, the left side can burn and destroy. Fire is literally destruction, it's chaos, and he can destroy so much faster if you use it. He almost accidentally used it against Deku, but fortunately for Deku, he's incredibly strong and he swiped away his flames. But the nice thing is, though, is that he actually has gone a long way without using his father's quirk. He's gone a long way without it. Now, a lot of people are saying that, you know, we didn't get to initially see him use the left side quirk. He almost used it on Deku at once, and actually the first time was when, after the Deku vs Bakugo fight, he melted the entire stadium that was frozen, and he initially was his partner, and he initially melted everything. And that's kind of a vague way of using the left quirk if you want to look at it that way, because he melted. So I mean, look at it that way. You could look at it that way. But he's literally Gaara. Gaara went through the exact same thing. Gaara's father didn't like him. Gaara's mother was nuts about him. It's insane. It's legitimately insane. Well, his mother wasn't the bottom, but you know what I mean. He's literally Gaara, dude. He's the Gaara of this series. I gotta respect that. Much more respect, though, to Deku, though. He is not going to back down and not be afraid of Todoroki here. He literally told him that he's not going to back down. He's going to fight through this, and he will beat him. He will beat him. All Might, though, talking to Endeavor. Endeavor's nuts! He is literally putting all of his blood, sweat, and tears into his child Todoroki, and he's obsessed. He's obsessed with power. He's obsessed with power. I am not a fan of Endeavor. Yeah, his quirk is to be powerful. Yeah, he's cool. But I don't like Endeavor, especially what he did to the mother, dude. Like, come on, man. I don't know if that's rape because he forced her into the marriage and then forced her to have a child. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I guess maybe part of... I don't know, dude. She resented Todoroki, the mother, because she didn't want to have a child, especially with Endeavor. And that's why she put boiling water half of his face. So, I mean, I feel bad for Todoroki because he has to live with all of this and he has to deal with all this. A huge burden for someone his age. But his father calls it a rebellious stage. And I'm like, it's not a rebellious stage, you idiot. You did all this to him, man. What's wrong with you, dude? And not to mention his little purple-haired dude, Shinzo, I think that's what his name. He's kind of a fucking maniac. He is kind of a fucking maniac, controlling 2 people who then dropped out. He's nuts. He's nuts, dude. He's nuts. Whatchamacallit? Midoriya is actually going to be fighting him next week. Why'd I call him Midoriya? Deku's going to be fighting him next week. And I'm pretty excited because the fight's pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. He's now going to be getting some love. Everyone knew that he was powerful because, I mean, he's got different colored hair. He stands out. So you know it's anime logic. You know he's strong as shit. You know he's got some quiet quirk that no one knows about. Some quiet hidden ability, you know, because it's anime logic. You know what I mean? It's anime logic. So he stood out, but at the same time, not really because he was quiet. He didn't do much, but he did a lot. Quietly, of course, so quietly. So I'm pretty excited to see where it's going to go because reading the chapters is pretty lit. So I'm pretty excited to see it all animated. I'm not going to lie. Just the OST and, you know, the anime of My Hero. They know how to hype up a fight. They exactly know how to hype one up. But what's really having me excited is the Deku versus Todoroki fight is so close. The bracket is really after if he wins this fight. So I'm pretty excited. I'm not going to lie. A lot of Todoroki love was given throughout this episode. Not to mention, ooh, the cheerleaders. Let's talk about that, dude. Some baddies, dude. Some baddies, dude. I forget her name, but a chick with the little earplugs. She is one of my favorite girls from the entire series, dude. She's just edgy enough to be considered a baddie. Yazuro. I think it's her name, the chick that can conjure up stuff. She's a baddie. She's thick, dude. She's thick. She's dumb, stupid thick. But let's talk about the invisible girl. The baddest of the bunch, dude. She is something, man. I know we can't see her. But we definitely can see what she's working with, man. We definitely can see what she's working with. An alien chick, young Momo, dude. Nah, she's been a sleeper since day 1, dude. I knew that she was a baddie since day 1, dude. Because she's got him in the right places. She's attractive, I'm not going to lie. 2 thumbs up to young Sticky Dude. I'm terrible at names. You guys can clearly tell. I'm terrible at names. But young Sticky Dude, Electric Dude, 2 thumbs up, dude. I love the young little boy Sticky Dude because he's hysterical, dude. I absolutely love him. Like, he's just so humorous. And I feel like he's me. With the same humor, he's literally me. I gotta love him. I really do. But if you guys enjoyed the episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more reviews. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you thought about this week's episode. Again, I am AkumaNexus. Thank you for watching. I'm going to get you out next time. Goodbye.